Today's watch is definitely not going to be for everyone. It's a skeletonized watch with a really funky design from the brand Aerotech. This is an affordable, weird watch with a skeletonized movement, a skeletonized dial. It has a guilloche pattern, and then it gets a really weird minute track slash chapter ring. There's lots of lume. It's under $400. So let's flip the camera and take a look at the latest release from Aerotech, something very out of the ordinary. Aerotech have always made very interesting watches. Their designs are sometimes a little bit out there, and this is one of those watches that's a little bit out there. This is not going to be for everyone. They're making two different versions of this. There's another version that has a full guilloche dial. That is, of course, a stamped guilloche dial at this price. Kind of makes sense, but it is a full guilloche dial, so you're not getting any skeletonized portions, and there is a small seconds. That one is a little bit more tame than this one. This one has a lot of layers, and it's skeletonized. So you're getting an 8 series Miyota movement inside, which is skeletonized, and then you're getting an outer portion that has a guilloche pattern on it, and then there is a chapter ring or maybe a minute track, depends on what you want to call it, but it's very Crash inspired. It's sort of warped. It's called the Spectra, so maybe that has something to do with it. So you could see there is a minute track, so that's what that is. And up at the top it says Aerotech on that minute track. You have traditional hands here. It's a traditional movement that tells time in a very traditional way, but when you first look at this, it could be a little bit confusing, and it's also a little bit hard to read the time because that skeletonized portion, you have some darkened elements there, and then of course you have the hands that are sort of floating above that, and it's a little bit difficult to see the time. You have a small seconds that is somewhere between the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock position. There's lume on there as well, so you see there's a little bit of lume on the seconds hand. You have a very interesting sub-seconds. It's skeletonized as well, but there are 2 screws holding in a little structure that is the sub-seconds, that small seconds, which looks really cool. And then of course you have the skeletonized movement. There's another structure somewhere around 9 o'clock that is just for looks, I guess. There are some screws, or actually one screw, holding that in. You have a domed sapphire crystal, and the only change that's going to be made to this watch versus the prototype, so this is a prototype, you're going to get a polished bezel. So the bezel on here is brushed. You're going to get a fully polished bezel on the production model. This gets 100 meters of water resistance, a screwed-in crown, a screwed-in case back. You do get to see the movement from the case back, and again, this is a skeletonized movement, so it actually looks pretty cool. And there's a pattern on the case back that echoes that chapter ring or minute track, whatever you want to call it. And then there's just information about the watch around that minute track, or what's echoing that minute track on the case back. You also get a sapphire crystal on the case back. You get an iLink bracelet that is really nice. They use this on a lot of their watches. The iLink bracelet has polishing on the edges of the center links, and that's basically it. There's not that much polishing anywhere else, but it looks really good, and I think it'll match a little bit better with the bezel since there is no polishing on the bezel, on the surface of the watch, so when you're looking head down, there'll be a mixture of polishing, which I think will look good. And then you have a clasp on here with on-the-fly micro adjust. So this is a diver's extension. It's all milled, it's signed. The bracelet is a solid link bracelet with screws. You have quick release, solid end links. It's a really nice bracelet. They do a very good job, especially considering the prices on these watches. According to my calipers, this comes in at 39.8 millimeters, essentially a 40 millimeter watch. And then you have a 47.4 millimeter lug to lug and an over 13 millimeter thickness. It's around 13.4 millimeters. That's including the domed sapphire crystal, which is slightly raised off of that bezel. On my wrist today, I have my collaboration that I did with Chronofix. Just a really cool watch that I love wearing from time to time. I recently changed the strap on here to a strap habit, glow-in-the-dark rubber strap, and this thing does glow really well. It's pretty cool. And there it is on my 7.5 inch wrist. One thing that I've been noticing with a lot of watch brands lately is that they don't give you a lot of links with your watch. However, Aerotech are one of the brands that still give you a ton of extra links. Look at this. You could fit a whole nother wrist. I have a 7.5 inch wrist, and this is a 40 millimeter watch with a 47.4 millimeter lug to lug and a 13.4 millimeter thickness. However, this would fit probably somewhere in the neighborhood of a 10-inch wrist, maybe even bigger than that, because they are giving you so many links. It looks like a 40 millimeter watch on my wrist. I think it looks really good, actually. It's a really interesting watch. This is not for everyone. Like I said, sometimes a skeletonized watch could come across a little bit crazy, and I would say that the additional guilloche, that bezel, everything that's going on here, it does come across a little bit crazy because you have this wavy bezel and that's going to be polished. This is going to be a very loud, very noticeable watch. So if you don't like that, you're probably not going to like this. Really cool that they've loomed everything here. So even the seconds hand is loomed, the hour and minutes hands are obviously loomed, and then the entire minute track is loomed. All of the indices are loomed. Those indices are applied. So even the logo, Aerotech, is loomed as well. So they put a lot of loom in here. It's a very quirky watch, a very interesting design, not for everyone, like I mentioned before. $399 for this watch right now on the Kickstarter. They have done tons of Kickstarters and they have all basically funded. This one has already funded. So if you are interested in this watch, jump on board. They make deliveries and they make some weird watches. The last watch that I featured here on my channel that they made had a sterling silver dial. So that gives you an idea. And that watch was priced basically the same as this watch. If you want the solid dial, the one with the guilloche pattern, that one is cheaper than this. So if you like that idea, if you like the look of this watch, but you don't like the skeletonized portion, then go for that, because the dials on those are actually pretty cool and you're getting a small seconds, which I love. Anyway, guys, tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I will add a link to this watch down in the description. Definitely check it out if you are interested. That's really it, guys. Thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel, and I very, very much appreciate it. Thanks for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.